This is a help video associated with the employee section of the manager module. First thing you want to make sure is that you are logged in with your credentials that give you access to the manager module. If you don't have access to the manager module, you're not going to be able to work within the employee section. We can do a couple things once we're in it. Always come in, we'll click the employee tab, that'll take us to the search area as well as active employees. So if you know the first couple initials of the person's first or last name that you want to edit, you can easily just type those in there. First couple letters, hit the search feature, and it's going to populate just those few people with those letters in that name. If you don't see the person that you're searching for, there could be the option that they've been inactivated in the system, and so all you would have to do is unselect active employees and hit search, and it'll show you any inactive employees that are in the system. Okay? But if it's an active employee that we want to go into, again, just select active, first couple letters of the person's first or last name, hit search, and they will populate for you. If we wanted to go and add a brand new employee, we easily can do that. We need to first determine the type of the employee. Are they a provider or a therapist? That's basically anybody that's going to do therapy with one of your clients. Even if it's only just an hour a day, they would be considered a provider or a therapist. If they're an office staff person, maybe they do a lot of the back office administration for you, that's where you'd want to select office staff. And if we go in to add that information, it's going to be fairly simple. We're going to go in, we're going to put our biographic information in here, just go through the fields, follow them, and then you'll be able to go ahead and save it. If I try to save it now with nothing in here, you're going to see the actual ones that are required in here. It's going to let you know those. So make sure that those are filled out in order to move forward with it. But we're actually going to go back. We're going to go to an employee, and we're going to kind of go through the steps, same as if you were going to add somebody in that system. So let's pick Jason here. What you'll see is the biographic information. As I said before, go ahead and fill this out, and then you'll be able to save it, and then it's going to walk you through step by step for these tabs up here. But for purposes of this help, we're just going to go through the information that's in this system. So again, you'll put in all of their biographic information in here. If they are a behavior analyst for you and you are billing underneath this person, make sure that you put their individual MPI number in there. You can also put the CAQH, and then we'll move on. We can go to contact details. Contact details is just going to be the person's home address as well as emergency contact information for you. And if you want to go to the emergency contact to fill that out, just click on the emergency contact heading right there, and it'll switch for you. You can put that information into it, and then obviously go ahead and save that information in there. If you want to upload the credentials, clearances, and qualifications for a person within the system, you can easily do that. So here you'll see some that I already have uploaded. If I have not uploaded them into the system yet, I would just click Add Credential. You'll see right here, for instance, for Jason, we need to upload a BCBA certificate for him. So all I need to do is I've selected it from the list right here, put my issue date, put my expiration date, and I can even choose a file from my computer. So if you've scanned that document and saved it as a PDF, just choose that from your computer and you can upload it, and it will store it right here in the file name. So just go through those steps, and you can also do that for clearances as well as qualifications in there. If something is not applicable and you don't want to tie that to this individual employee, like in credentials, we could go up here. We could actually select credential not applicable, save that, and that will remove that from the missing credentials showing up on the dashboard for you, which we've already gone over in another training. Now, let's move on to department supervisor. In this field, this is where you're going to determine if a person is a supervisor. Ideally, a supervisor is going to be somebody that you are billing the client through insurance for. Okay, so if that person is credentialed with the insurances, and that's who you want to bill under, make sure that you select yes over here. Okay, if they are not, if they're just a frontline therapist, technician, something of that nature, just go ahead and select no, and you can always pick a supervisor for them from the pick list that is right here. So very easy to do that, and then also just click save. When we get to payroll rates, this is a very important field. You need to put the rates in for each activity within the system. And so you can easily add all of them at once if the rates are the same for everybody, or if the rates are separate, you can select it and add each different rate that you need to. In our system, there always needs to be a value associated with an activity. Even if they don't get paid for that or they don't perform that activity, that's fine. Just put a 0 in for the rate and 0 in for the mileage rate as well, and then save it. And then that way the provider will populate in the schedule for you. If you ever need to come in and make a change to this, very easy to do. Go ahead and select the pencil. You'll have a little pop-up that will display, and you can easily change the rate. So if we needed to give them a pay increase, we absolutely could. Change that rate, save it, and then you'll see that the rate is updated right here in real time. Moving on to other setup. This is where we're going to go and put some other information in here for the employees. Are they eligible for paid time off? Are they exempt staff, which is salaried employees? Do they get holiday pay? If you want any of those to occur, make sure you select those check boxes. Max hours for the day or max hours for the week. This information will populate in the scheduler. So if you have max hours per day that you want people to work or to be limited to, or same for the week, really helps with overtime as well. Put that in there and that will populate in the scheduler. You'll see that in the scheduler trainings as well. We're also connected to ADP, so if we need to put in an ADP employee ID, we'll do all that. We do all of that during the setup with you as well. We do have a few custom fields in here that we can customize for you. So if there's certain things that you would like customized, just let us know. We absolutely can do that. What's the highest degree this person has earned? Are they part-time? Are they a contractor? And then we have some external software IDs. Most likely if you're going to use any of these fields, you'll talk with our tech team and we'll work with you to set that up. Leave tracking. This is just where you can go and search an employee's leave tracking, or the leave for the employee actually. You can select a date range if you would like to. So if you wanted to look at every time they took off this year or this month, easily do that. We can go ahead, we could just click on that and then hit search, and it's going to populate up until this year what they've taken off. And apparently we don't have any leaves in there. Or if we were looking for like this month, any of those would populate for you. Just hit search and they'll be there. Payer exclusion. This is actually a cool field too. This allows you to exclude providers from working with certain funding sources. So for whatever reason, if they cannot work with a specific funding source, just come here, select that funding source from the drop-down, and click Exclude Selected Payers. That will exclude this provider from being able to be scheduled in a client that has this funding source. So for instance, right now, Jason has been excluded from Magellan Health Services. If we are ever in the schedule for a client that has a Magellan authorization, Jason will never populate as a choice for us. This typically definitely will come up with the TRICARE authorizations. You have to wait for your RVTs to be approved to work with TRICARE, so a lot of organizations will use it for that. Once that status changes for an employee and they can work with that funding source, all you have to do is come down here, click the X. That will remove this exclusion. And now if we were in a Magellan authorization, Jason would populate as a choice for us. So very easy to do there. HR notes. HR notes are created on, let's start over. Wayne's World, counting down. 3, 2, 1. HR notes. HR notes are created by your organization. For purposes of my demo, I've just created like a quarterly review, a discipline report, and I believe a 6-month review. And this is just showing me the notes that I've put into the system. If I ever want to add a note, it's very simple to do. Click Add Note, click the type of note that I want from the drop-down that's available that we've created there. Select that. Go ahead and type a description if you would like. If it's a discipline report and we're doing a write-up, we could, certainly put that in there. Save it. Well, before we save it, actually, we could choose a file and upload it. So if you've saved this file on your computer, you probably have it as a Word document. Just save it as a PDF file, and you can choose that file, upload it, and it will be stored here in this section as well for you. So anything, just pick from the drop-down list, go to Notes, type your details that you want to show up there, and then choose the file from your computer, and then click Save, and that will be added to the discipline reports up there. And you can see that one just got added right there. That's pretty much it for the employee section. As always, if you need additional help, feel free to click on your Help tab up here. This can take you into everything that I've done for you within the employee module.